Hi everybody.
Hello everyone.
So today we're taking you away from where we are and we're going to the Paul Wine Valley.
Yeah, of course. Paul, a little bit on the warm side. However, Paul and Nederburg are synonymous. You know, you can't have the one without the other. It almost feels like it. And I mean, Nederburg has been around for a while. 17, can you recall? You're allowed that.
1791.
Well, yeah. So,
Sorry.
not a problem. And here we've got not a new wine to the stable, but certainly something very, very interesting. The 2020 Double Barrel Reserve.
Yeah. You know what, I think it's important, people look at Paul and there's all this like hype and buzz around cool climates but for a wine estate like Nederburg, they've been around the block a few times more so than a lot of other wine areas, and it's a national. The building is, I think there's some of the buildings are like declared heritage or national monuments,
Sure.
and a lot of history that's gone there, and they've now. You've gone to Gunter Brussel and one of the iconic names at the estate, and since then they've upkept this amazing reputation of creating wines, red wines, white wines, and there's so many wines added to the stable along the way, and they know their soil, they know what they're doing, and it's become a household name.
Sure. So you got Neil Groenewald at the helm as MD, an amazing person. I think he's been MD since 2019. And solid. His vast experience with the style in the past too. It has to go in the right direction. This one has certainly gone into the right direction.
Yeah, he's a great guy. But I didn't complete what I was going to say about cool and warm climate. What I wanted to say is that although it's, we know it can get pipingly hot in Paul, but these vines are established. They know what they want to do. They understand what they work with. And I'm very curious to taste the wine, so you're gonna have to open a bottle for us.
I will open a bottle, but like you say, they certainly know what's going on in the vineyard with Samuel, cellar master. I think he was recently appointed cellar master, if I'm not mistaken, in April this year.
Yeah, Lazel, there was another lady.
Yeah, so Samuel Fillion, yes?
Yeah.
Cellar master since April this year, and without a doubt, I'm really interested to try this 2020.
Yeah,
like you said, Bordeaux blend dominated with Cabernet Sauvignon 50%. And then you got the usual suspects.
You with your Italian Greek heritage and soccer and the World Cup soccer. Do you remember the wine that Nederburg brought out especially for the soccer? I still have a bottle of that wine.
What is it?
I can't remember.
So you asked me if I remember, but you don't remember.
No, it's a Cab or a Cab blend, but I think I still have some of that. I don't know if it's the one that was made for Cab. They kept it as a souvenir.
Right. So Smith. Militaire.
That's good. Thank you.
That's good for you.
Good choice on glassware, stemware.
Yeah, of course. So the Cabernet was sourced from the Kula area in Darling region.
Well, that's another thing. They can source
from all over.
grapes from all over.
Yeah, the Cabernet Franc I think is from Philadelphia, and then you got your Merlot from Stellenbosch too. So yeah, interesting blend. It's going to be extremely interesting to taste. Like I said, we haven't tasted it before, and this is.
It's predominantly Cab driven, but it's got a lot of that gummy fruit, lots of cranberry, blueberry, blackberry. It's got a very delicious, almost fruit. The cassis for sure, but it's got like a fruit pastille, more aromatic. It's like quite pretty for a wine for a blend. It's there's nothing. I don't find it intimidating.
No. Very approachable. But I know you don't enjoy muffins. If you take a warm blueberry muffin out of the oven.
I don't have that reference.
Okay, well I do, and it's certainly going in that direction in a very positive way.
It reminds me of the times when we spent winter in Canada and you make a blackberry pie.
Okay, I don't have that reference.
I'll enjoy my blackberry pie.
So it's not exactly what I was expecting, because the nose said to us, please drink me, don't be afraid, and the palate pretty much seals
The wine's got a very spicy, juicy. I like the oak. I think the oak is added a pretty charm to it. a little bit of that chocolate shavings, cherry chocolate kind of a note to it. But it's a very approachable one. I think it's very hard not to like this wine, especially, you know, we've paired it with street food.
Sure.
We're making venison little
Fat cooks.
fat cooker, and we've made different aiolis to go with the chips. And going back to Canada and our time there, when we had the poutine,
Yes, of course.
the gravy that we served the chocolate,
Certainly
served the
worthwhile
chocolate,
with the chips.
served the chips and truffle salt, and that's the fun thing. You can really go and explore and experiment with the food, and you know, the wine can kind of mold around that. But it's a very, very easygoing, delicious go-to kind of style of wine for summer, and I will serve it a bit cooler. I like the
I would
temperature.
certainly drop the temperature slightly. At about 115, 118 rand a bottle. Very,
that's
very
good.
good value for money.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Punching way above its weight. And super wine. It'll be interesting what this will do with a bit of time, won't it? Yeah, another.
It's an elegant label. 2020. The wine is still young. It's accessible for its age. It's got everything I think people would want to look for. It's got the tannin tuck, but it's smooth. It's ripe tannins. The fruit is forthcoming, delicious.
It's all in proportion.
Mouth-filling. It's a very beautifully balanced wine. And I don't know how many they make of this, but I think they've really hit the mark in terms of all the boxes ticked for summer and for Christmas time. And it's not although it's a deep dark wine, the wine is quite light-footed on your palate.
Very much so.
So definitely a go-to. I would go.
Winemaker, I'll never get her name. I know her surname is Steyn. Zinaschke.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly, but yeah, she's the red wine maker, and this wine is exquisite.
I haven't had the pleasure of meeting.
Neither have I, but that will change, I hope, won't it? So congratulations, Nederburg.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
And you know, Nederburg, all the best for the summer season. I hope tourism is really coming back this
Do you
year.
want to rephrase that?
No, wine tourism will be back at your front door because you've got a wonderful restaurant, you've got this beautiful space to explore.
You've got the history that goes with it and the quality wines.
There you go, and I'm sure you'll be ready for it.
Thank you.
All the best, and we
Cheers.
raise a glass to you for an impeccable summer season.
Yeah, I echo that. Cheers, Bella.
Yep.